evening, everybody. I'm pleased to call to order a special open meeting of the Board of Education of New Westminster Schools. We have one item on the agenda. Can I get a motion first to accept the agenda as circulated?
Maya,
Yeah.
I don't think we have Mark or Bettina in attendance at this point.
Oh. Okay, we'll just give them a minute.
Bettina won't be joining us, but Mark should be with us any minute.
Okay, yeah. So I believe there was a motion. Can I get a mover? Sorry, by raising hands. Thank you. And a seconder. Any discussion?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Go ahead.
I'd like to make an amendment to the agenda. My motion to amend it is in alignment with the 2025-2030 strat plan, the commitments to build caring and supportive systems and to strengthen community partnerships. I move that the agenda for this special open board meeting be amended to include a short comment and question period at the beginning of the meeting. This would provide an opportunity for members of the public to share their perspective on the trustee appointments to the subcommittee related to the MOU with the US Police Department. In addition, I request that correspondence received by the board on this matter from members of the public prior to tonight's meeting be acknowledged and included in the public record, either in the agenda package or as an addendum. Given the community interest expressed via email and the importance of transparency in governance, it's important to formally recognize this input and provide space for respectful public expression.
Thank you, Trustee Carlson. Are you moving that entire wording as one motion?
Yes.
Because the first piece is in order, but the second is not related to the agenda, I don't think. Can I suggest, I think the correspondence could just be included and suggest maybe we remove. If you remove that part, then we have one motion that's just related to the agenda.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So that's been moved. Can I get a seconder so we can have discussion of the amendment? It's been seconded. Thank you.
Sorry, are we just motioning to add the comment and question period? Is that what we just agreed on? Okay,
That's
awesome.
the motion on the table.
Thank you.
So I would just have advised the board a special open meeting is called to address a certain piece of business. That was the one selection in front of us. We do not normally add additional pieces of business. If the board wants to, you can do so by a vote of 2/3 of trustees. So I'll just ask if there's any discussion on the amendment. Okay. I know trustees have received some correspondence, and I think they have pretty good sense of what they need to do. On the amendment then, all those in favor, can you raise your hands visibly or using your raise hand feature? Thank you. Okay, you can lower your hands. All those opposed? Okay, that motion is defeated. So we're back on the agenda. If there's not any other changes, I'll ask for a vote on the original agenda. All those in favor? Thank you. You can lower your hands. All those opposed? Thank you. Motion is carried. Okay, so we're on to the main item of business, which was, of course, we know the board passed a motion last week, which included the selection of 2 trustees to represent the board on a subcommittee to work on an MOU with the New West Police Department. There's desire for that to come before the board and make that selection. So I see a couple of hands. I'm going to start. Trustee Sluice, go ahead.
Thank you. I'd like to move that the New Westminster Board of Education SD40 appoint Elliot Slynn and Gurveen Dhaliwal to the subcommittee that will serve to provide feedback and receive updates on ongoing work towards an MOU with the NWPD.
Great, thank you. Can I get a seconder for that motion? Thank
I'm
you.
s-
Okay, and then any discussion?
I
Trustees,
ha-
you want to speak to the motion?
Well, I was going to move to amend the original motion, actually.
Okay, we can have discussion or we can have an amendment. Either are in order.
Okay, well, I would like to move to amend the original motion and strike the number 2 and replace it with the number 3.
Okay, I'm gonna say, I don't think that's in order, with this motion, I think that's a different motion. The board did make a decision for 2 people.
I'm putting it forward to amend the original motion. I do believe that is in order.
Sorry, the original trustee Sluice's motion or the motion from last week,
The original motion, correct.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor right now. What you're proposing requires a motion to reconsider.
No, it's a motion to amend the original motion.
Yeah, that's
Not
a
to
motion
reconsider.
But we have a motion on the floor, so I'm gonna say, I think
I did have my hand up first. So
can't speak to the order. I called it as a sought. If trustees don't support the motion that's on the floor, you can certainly put that forward. So on the
it's
main,
germane to the motion that we're voting on, and I think that it takes priority to voting on 2 people. The rationale being 3 trustees expressed interest in being on this committee. This is juvenile that we are sitting here wasting our time voting on something when 3 people expressed interest, and making it to 3 people to represent would be very simple and require none of this.
thank you. So we are still on the motion that was put forward a moment ago. Is there any more further discussion? Trustee Carlson.
I would be happy to hear the rationale of why 2 of the 3 people that showed interest are being chosen. As we are to be a nonpartisan, we are to be working together as a team. And it was shown by the person who put this motion forward for the MOU that we did work together and we were willing to work together. And I would like to see that continue. So I'd just like to know what the rationale is.
I don't know if anybody wants to speak to that. Certainly the board is nonpartisan and partisan considerations are not relevant. So I think the positions are open for anybody. Any other comments? Trustee Connolly, or sorry, was that from before?
No, it's again, I would like to amend the original motion, which is germane to the discussion that we are having here. If a vote is made, then how can we reconsider the original motion?
Yeah, if you want to change a motion from a decision made by the board last week, you need a motion to reconsider and we can.
It's called an
There
amendment.
is a motion on the table. I do not, Robert's Rules of Order is not my favorite thing. I do not enjoy policing it, but they are the rules of order that we use. And we do have to follow some sort of order in how we make our decisions.
I'm
And
challenging the chair's ruling on this, and I think that it is very pertinent to the discussion that we are about to have tonight, that we amend the original motion and strike the number 2 and have the number 3.
Okay, so sorry, what did you say about the?
I am challenging your ruling on this.
So that's certainly within your rights. What happens with a challenge to the chair is the chair explains their thinking in the ruling, and then the trustees vote about whether the decision of the chair will be sustained. My rationale is that there is a motion on the table, and to select 2 people, adding a third is not in keeping with the intent of the motion. It's a different idea, and so it's out of order at this time. It's not an amendment. I think you've put forward your concerns, Trustee Connolly. Was there anything additional you wanted to say on your motion to challenge the chair?
I think I've said it all, unless I move to amend the motion on the table.
Okay.
and include 3 people for the
So-
rationale that I've just explained.
Okay, got it. So shall the decision of the chair be sustained? All those in favor? All those opposed? So I don't think the decision of the chair was sustained there. So we will entertain that amendment, which was to change. the-
Sorry, Maya, can you just reverse for a moment? Can you explain what we were voting on there?
Sorry, it's confusing. We were voting on whether the decision of the chair would be sustained. That decision was that the amendment was out of order. So if you want to, yeah,
It appeared that we voted, so
if people are unclear about what they're voting on, that's, you can, yeah. So,
Can we try that again?
sure. if people want to
Point
vote
of
on
order,
whatever-
the vote was already taken.
I do, sorry, just a point of clarity as well, Chair Russell, when votes are made, like when folks, I don't know, theoretically abstain from voting or putting their hands up, that is a vote in favor.
Oh, that's true. Okay, I think there was some confusion here, so I am gonna give people the opportunity to vote again, because I think we were a bit confused, so.
Excuse me, Chair, one of
No,
the
the-
trustees has their hand up and has for a while.
Trustee Slynn, is it on the decision of the chair? Or is it on a different?
Yeah, it was in regards to that, if it's being counted that it's moving to vote on the amendment from trustee Connolly, like we can move to that motion to vote on that as well. Whatever's in order.
Okay, I've got a couple of people asking to vote again, so I'm gonna do that because I don't want people to have felt rushed, so. Shall the decision of the chair be sustained? All those in favor? Okay. All those opposed? So that is carried. The decision of the chair is sustained. So I'm gonna ask that we stick to the motion that is on the floor. If that's defeated, then we can entertain additional motions. So the motion on the floor was to name 2 trustees. Was there any further discussion of that motion? Did those?
the motion, I would like to make an amendment that we include a 3rd trustee, as only 3 trustees expressed interest in being on this committee. This is ridiculous.
Okay, that, you've made that amendment and it was ruled out of order. You're welcome to add a 3rd trustee after the motion that we're discussing is decided, but we're not going to reconsider something that we've already discussed. Trustee Carlson,
I would like to make an amendment to add trustee Carlson.
okay, I don't think that is in order with the original motion. It's, yeah, I think the motion was to select 2. I think that's what was intended. I'm gonna suggest that if there's no additional discussion, that we vote on the motion. And then-
I would
I
like
would
to
like to
amend
make
the
a-
motion.
Okay. Is there a new amendment to the motion?
No, it is a new amendment, yes.
Okay,
I
Go
would like to nominate trustee Carlson and trustee Slynn for the committee.
okay, I think that would need, so if that's what the board wants to do, you need to defeat the motion that's on the table, and then you can put that motion forward. Trustee Carlson? Oh, you're on mute.
Just for clarity, could you explain to me what an amendment is?
An amendment is a change to a motion that does not alter the intention or the main idea of the motion.
Thank you. Could I please ask the person who made this motion what the intention was and what the difference between 2 trustees or 3 trustees attending would be? That may help me to make
We,
a vote.
we can't we're supposed to direct our comments through the chair and not sort of get into a debate across trustees, so,
Well, you're saying it's
welcome
to do with
answer
the
that.
intention of the motion, so I'm asking what the intention of the motion was, is to have a subcommittee. The intention was to have a subcommittee and be included with the MOU with the US Police Department. So whether that's 2, 3, 5, 10, I think the intention was to have board members be representative.
Trustee Slin?
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand, like, because we were in conversation about this and passed a motion and MOU in a previous meeting, and there was no discussion about 3 trustees at that time. So I'm trying to figure out why there's new amendments being added for a 3rd trustee when we had already all voted and agreed on 2 trustees.
That's the purpose of an amendment. A motion to amend the original motion.
Try to follow the speakers and speaks. Trustee Sluse.
Yeah, through the chair, I'm happy to provide a bit of background on the intention of the motion that I brought forward.
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay, so the board indicated a will last week to have 2 trustees involved to support the negotiation of an MOU with the NWPD. Obviously, this negotiation is important to all of us. And we need to ensure that we're creating the conditions for a culture of safety and well-being for both students and staff at our schools. I know this is what we all want. That means we need to ensure that a draft MOU is created based on evidence and data and guided by the values that were identified in the motion that was passed last week, including relationship-centered, trauma-informed, commitment to inclusion, equity, transparency. I'm confident that Elliot's experience and contributions with the Anti-Racism Committee will be invaluable. And Gervine's knowledge of what the relationship with the NWPD was like and a commitment to equity will serve us very well in this ongoing dialogue. We want to forge a new relationship with the NWPD, and I'm confident that both Elliot and Gervine have the skills, expertise, and experience to ensure that these values will drive the conversations.
Thank you. Trustee Carlson.
Thank you. I'd like to make an amendment to remove trustee Dollywall and replace with trustee Carlson.
Okay, that the amendment is not in order. It is not, that is a different motion. So you can put that forward if this motion is unsuccessful.
It's an amendment to the motion. Point of order. I second it.
Yeah. Not any
mo-
change is in order as an amendment. You cannot just change the nature of what's put forward in a motion. It has to reflect the intentions of the motion. It can't be a new idea. That is essentially a different proposal, and the board is very welcome to entertain that if the first proposal is not supported. There's very clear mechanism to do so. Trustee Sluse. Oh, was that from before?
Sorry.
Okay. We've had a number of repeat speakers, and I don't want to go in circles, so I'm going to ask if there's any new speakers with any new contributions on this.
Again, I'm going to challenge the chair for not allowing an amendment to a motion. It doesn't change the nature of it other than one person's name.
You've done that already, and that decision has been made.
I'm challenging that decision.
You've done that already, and that decision has been made. I don't understand.
The challenge was about adding a 3rd trustee.
Okay.
I don't believe that you can.
Some guidance from staff about where we're at. I'm not sure what your challenge is at this point.
I think
You're ruling on not allowing an amendment to a motion.
And it's the amendment to change the names that are being proposed. Is that correct? Okay, so on that, my rationale is An amendment is in order if it adds to or refines the intention of a motion. It's not an amendment if it fundamentally changes the decision being made in a motion. This motion clearly puts forward proposed 2 people to fill this role, and changing those names is not in keeping with it. The board has the option, if they want to make a different selection, all you have to do is defeat the motion that's on the table, and then you can put a different motion. So there's a clear, nobody's being stopped from doing anything. There is a clear mechanism to do that. Trustee Carlson.
Respectfully, you need to take the amendment to a vote, which the board can vote down if they choose, but it is an amendment. Changing a name is an amendment. There have
Right
been
now,
many
there's-
amendments. Excuse me, I have the floor right now.
You
There have
don't
been
have
many
to.
amendments
There's a-
in the
Chair
meetings.
has been
Prior
asked for
to this
stop.
meeting, there have been many amendments that have changed the full intent, and they have passed and they have been allowed. Fine, vote it
No.
down, but an amendment is in order.
No, I don't think that's true. We do not allow amendments that fundamentally change the nature.
Point of order. I challenge.
So the motion on the table right now, the chair has been challenged. The board needs to decide if you agree with my ruling or if you don't agree with my ruling. So on, it's not actually debatable. So the vote here is, shall the decision of the chair be sustained, or do you agree with my ruling? All those in favor? All those opposed? Okay, the decision of the chair is sustained. We're going to go
Point
back.
of clarity.
Pardon me?
Like, point of clarity, I'm just really needing some clarification on this. 2 names have been put forward with no other options. We're supposed to vote on that and assume that maybe there's somebody else? That makes no sense. This process makes no sense. We should have had an expression of interest so that we would know who to put forward, which we did. We were solicited. 3 people were interested.
Yeah.
Privately, but not at this, not in an open forum. This is really a strange process to me, that we're
It is.
voting on names
Mhm.
without understanding that there's other names.
Trustee Connolly, it is, I agree, the board policy doesn't give us a great amount of guidance. The ways that we select people for things are generally they're appointed by the chair, but in this instance, because the wording said it was decided by the board, we are putting this to a motion of the board. Doing this through motions is the clear and transparent way to do so. The board has a decision to make about which 2 people you want to put in this role. I think it's very straightforward. There's a proposal for those 2 people. If the board does not support that combination of people, all you have to do is defeat the motion, and then you can put forward a different combination of people. I think it's very straightforward. We're going to move. Okay, Trustee Carlson.
Okay, so we're gonna vote on a motion, and I would like to
We're
discuss,
voting
I would like to speak on this motion.
Okay.
I personally believe that people that are going into this position should not come with baggage, and I don't mean that negatively, but they should be people that were not involved in the last vote. Come with a fresh perspective, come with open views, ready to listen to all sides, not somebody who's already voted this down. That would help for very open communications.
Okay, thanks. Trustee Dhaliwal.
Yeah, I just wanted to respond to that because I do think it refers to me. And I think that it's really important, which I think is reflective of all members of board, all members of trustees on this board, is that we bring with us, I guess, sort of the duty to respect the will of the board. And I think any sort of insinuation that that's not something that we can bring to the table is inappropriate. And I think it's important that we sort of recognize the work and commitment that we have to do, and sort of our ability to compartmentalize and really work in support of the district, of the board, as well as in support of our community. I think it's very clear, Trustee Carlson, we work together on amending the motion. And I think it was also very clear through some of the work that we've been doing over the last couple of months in terms of hearing from principals and vice principals on some of the complexities and challenges, and just how much the world has changed since 2021, the work that's required to do. And I think that since 2021, we haven't been able to proceed further with an MOU, which was the direction that the board had provided. So I think that's important, and I think it's yeah, I don't think it's appropriate to sort of question trustees' intention here. We're all working towards the same goal, and yeah, just that.
Thank you. Trustee Andres.
Thank you. Yeah, similarly, trustees, we have made this decision to pursue this relationship, this memorandum of understanding with the NWPD, and we have are all in support of this decision. And I think we share values around this decision, and we should move forward in this way by concluding this vote and making sure, as we've heard, I think the arguments that have been presented, and now we are repeating the same arguments. So we need to vote on the motion that is before us. And then if the motion is defeated, we can vote upon a second motion. Thank you.
Trustee Andres. Trustee Carlson.
I'd just like to clarify to Trustee Dollywell, I wasn't questioning your intentions. It was the optics. And I would like to make an amendment to add a third person.
That's been moved and considered already, and it was ruled out of order. We're going to move to a vote then on the main motion, which can we hear that again? Maybe by the mover, just so
Sure.
that
That the new Westminster Board of Education SD40 appoint Elliot Slynn and Gurveen Dhaliwal to the subcommittee that will serve to provide feedback and receive updates on ongoing work towards an MOU with the NWPD.
Thank you very much. All those in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Thank you. You can lower your hands. All those opposed. Okay, the motion is carried. I believe that covers our business for the evening. Trustee Carlson.
I would like to make a motion to add a third trustee to the subcommittee.
Okay, that is in order. Can we get a seconder for that? Thank you. That's moved and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Trustee Connolly?
There were 3 people who expressed an interest to be and sit on this committee. They all bring something valuable to the table. I can see no harm in having 3 people as part of this ad hoc committee. I see no negative in it. So I am fully in favor of this.
Any other speakers? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor, please raise your hands. Thank you. You can lower your hands. All those opposed. Okay, motion is defeated. Okay, I think that takes us to the end of our business. I know all of us, as was mentioned, are really excited for the work ahead and excited to see where this goes under Superintendent Davidson's leadership and with this reference group. Trustee Carlson.
Could you explain to me about the motion about adding the correspondence?
Yeah, we can just do that. That's I think I haven't double checked board policy.
I'd just like to make a motion to make sure it is included. I don't want anything to go missing.
Are you saying that I am not?
I'm not saying anything. I'd like to make an emotion so it's in writing so we all know.
Okay. Well, you can put forward a motion here.
It was in with the first motion. I think Anne Marie has that.
Anne Marie, can we possibly put that one up?
Yeah, Brenda.
I can't remember the wording.
Bear with me for a second.
We haven't been on Zoom for a while.
Coming on.
Or maybe somebody could just read it. Do you want to just read it out?
Sorry, you guys can see it?
No, it's not up, sorry. I'm no, or at
That's
least I
okay.
can
I'm happy to read it out.
go, yeah,
Uh,
that would be helpful. Thank you.
I move that the correspondence received by the board on this matter from members of the public prior to tonight's meeting be acknowledged and included in the public record, either in the agenda package or as an addendum.
Thank you. That has been moved. Can I get a seconder? I can't see it all down. Thank you. Any discussion, trustee Slend?
Sorry, my hand wasn't about this this motion.
Any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, we'll go to the vote. All those in favor? All those opposed? Okay, motion is carried. Thank you. I think that then, oh, sorry, trustee Slend?
Yeah, thanks. If I may have a moment here, just to speak on this. So I just wanted to say thank you to my fellow trustees for selecting me to do this work and sit on the committee. I believe that this conversation it's been difficult for a lot of people. It's been a bit contentious and filled with strong emotion. And I believe that everybody that makes up the collective body of the board was voted in for their ideas, for their beliefs and their feelings. And so there's representation from everybody here. And our duty is to the constituents of New West and to the students and to the staff and families. I don't believe this is about the past and what we had, the relationship we had with the NWPD before, but it's about the future and not what was, but what could be. And I think it's going to take all of us to take these steps forward. I don't think this is about holding information or doing anything without the knowledge of the board. But I think it's so that we have trustees in the space, just holding more space for the strategic plan that we crafted and that guides our work. So I just wanted to say thank you for the appointment, and I'm looking forward to doing this work.
We don't have any other items on the agenda, but
I have my hand up.
same topic, trustee Carlson.
I'd like to make an amendment to include an alternate. As if anybody is not available, it would be great to have two representatives there.
Okay, there's not a motion on the floor right now, so we'll call that a motion. Can we get a seconder for the motion? Okay, and any discussion?
Yes, I'll just say, like what Elliot said, it's important for us all to be working together. It's important for our voices to be there. It's important for us to be able to share together. And if somebody's not able to be there, it would be great to have an alternative.
Thanks. Any other discussion? Seeing none, go to a vote. All those in favor? And any opposed? Motion is carried. I think it would be in order now to have a motion to select the alternate. Somebody wants to move that. Trustee Cross.
I will nominate myself for the alternate.
Okay, we can just say, but yeah, motion.
I will second.
Move to select. That's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Okay, seeing none. All those in favor? Thank you. Any opposed? Okay, motion is carried. Thank you everybody for getting through that with us. I know Zoom is always a little bit tricky. Appreciate your patience, and we are at adjournment, so a motion to adjourn is in order. Moved, seconded, all those in favor? Thanks. Motion is carried. Meeting is adjourned. Good night.